decided to cut a discount program for the National Rifle Association members. After Delta's decision, Republican Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle said he would kill any legislation benefiting Delta. Governor Nathan Dill supported the jet fuel tax break, but said he would sign the bill without it, as he could not veto a measure that also amounted to a sweeping tax cut for residents. Republican candidate for governor Senator Michael Williams commended his fellow lawmakers as they stood strong against pressure to allow the jet fuel tax break to pass. Democrats, including Senator Steve Hinson, argued cutting the tax break would make it difficult for Delta to compete with other airlines and possibly hinder the state's ability to attract other businesses. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a former New York City police official on Thursday pled guilty to misusing police department resources for the benefit of a businessman charged in a wide-ranging corruption case. Former Deputy Chief Michael Harrington entered his plea before U.S. District Judge Gregory Woods in Manhattan, admitting that he used his position to bestow favors on Jeremy Reichberg. Prosecutors have said the favors included giving Reichberg police escorts and allowing Reichberg and his associates to use a police helicopter and a police boat for private purposes. Harrington was originally charged in June 2016 with bribery, but prosecutors have agreed to drop that charge. Michael Weinstein, Harrington's lawyer, said Mr. Harrington is a highly decorated police officer who put his life on the line for 30 years while serving the citizens of New York City. Weinstein said the charge to which Harrington pled guilty was a horse of a different color from the original, more serious case. Under the terms of the plea, Harrington and prosecutors have agreed that federal guidelines call for a sentence of up to 6 months in prison. Reichberg is expected to face trial on federal bribery charges in April, along with another former police officer, former Deputy Inspector James Grant. The charges against Harrington, Reichberg, and Grant came out of a widespread federal corruption probe that also ensnared Norman Seabrook, former head of the union representing the city's corrections officers. A judge declared a mistrial in Seabrook's trial last year after the jury failed to reach a verdict, and prosecutors have said they expect to try Seabrook again. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Everyone in a bustling Chinese parade is attempting to elude pursuers. Newly discovered cave paintings suggest early man was battling a lot of inner demons, and a xylophonist is shredding it. This Tuesday, FBI officials disclosed details of a disturbing al-Qaeda plot to just kick back, relax, and savor the inevitable collapse of the United States. Intelligence agencies confirmed the massive coordinated plan involves terrorist cells across the globe, training specifically to take a load off and unwind as America's political infighting, class divides, moral indolence, and environmental self-destruction gradually tear the nation apart.
Our righteous warriors will devote our time to relaxing and really soaking in the infidels' self-destruction. America's cities will be reduced to ruins. The economy will come to a standstill. And we, the Blessed of Islam, will kick back, put our feet up, and enjoy the show. It's going to be great.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from VertCoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus Network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to this Friday live edition, rounding out the week here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the VertCoin Studios right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It's a rainy day here. I'm joined live via remote by my classic crew tonight. We've got with us Mr. Tom Gray and Miss Aria Demezio, the Queen of Crypto herself, from cryptocurrencycheck.org. How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, it's windy everywhere else in the country. I've got friends who are on planes I've got friends who are on planes right now, and it is not a fun ride. I have a buddy who lives near Dulles. He said he got motion sick just watching the planes try to land. Wow. That's insane.
How's Aria tonight?
I'm doing great.
Very good. Now we have a guest tonight. During our crypto hour, we're going to have Cryptvisor. They're going to be on with us. We're going to have somebody from the marketing team and somebody from the tech side. They'll be joining us. They're also new sponsors. They purchased some advertising space from us. So we're going to have them on today to talk about their new product, the new blockchain-based messaging service that they're offering right now. And so they'll be on in about an hour, so stick around for that. But before that, I've got a story. It's coming out about 18 hours ago out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, there's already been responses from the mayor. I made a few phone calls about I was so outraged about this. I made a few phone calls myself today. I encouraged other people to do so as well. Of course, most of those people were not particularly responsive. The owners of the McDonald's franchises, J&L, blamed the victims here and called the man who was the Good Samaritan that we're about in the video we're about to listen to a troublemaker. And the local police department, they didn't react much better either. So what we have here, a gentleman asked, a gentleman saw a homeless individual standing in the parking lot of a shopping center, went to this gentleman, said, "Hey, man, I want to rob my neighbor so that someone will buy you some food." Oh, wait. Dadgummit. He did the thing libertarians say we were supposed to do. He saw someone who was in need and decided to fill that need himself. So he went up to it. He goes to the man. He says, "Come in, let me buy you some food." He buys the guy a cheeseburger and a large fry and a drink. And, just listen.
Argue with you. I am the law, okay? You need to get your stuff and leave.
Yeah, so we start off with...
what part of this... I mean, I get that McDonald's can ask people to leave as they want.
Sorry.
So the very first clip you heard was the one actually from Myrtle Beach, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Aria.
I am the law. Well, I mean, that was it. I don't understand why McDonald's asked... I mean... Obviously, there's a lot of this video that we're not seeing. I'm just curious what happened that caused McDonald's to ask him to leave in the first place, because the last time I checked, they don't just go up to random people, regardless of whether or not they look scruffy, and say, "Hey, you need to leave."
Well, according to the McDonald's...
They claimed he was soliciting. They claimed that he had been soliciting customers for handouts. That's what they claimed, except the thing is...
Gotcha.
It's not clear whether they were claiming that the food he had there in front of him was solicited.
Well, yeah, because
that was actually bought.
The guy himself in the video said, "This man never solicited me. I saw him sitting over there," and points toward like the sidewalk of a shopping center that's next to the McDonald's, not the McDonald's itself. And I mean, I'm beside myself here. As far as the treatment, the police officer, Judge Dredd. I am the law. I just can't believe it.
Well, I've come to expect it of cops, especially when dealing with the homeless.
In Myrtle Beach, I bring a homeless guy from right here, bring him to eat, bring him inside. As soon as they see him, they tell him he can't eat. They call the cops for trespassing. The guy did nothing wrong. He didn't even ask me for food. I brought him from outside. You guys suck for giving him a trespass. Yeah, I brought him over. Sir, as soon as they saw him, no, he's not getting food. He's not getting food. I paid for his food.
I'd like him removed now, please. Okay. Forget about this guy. He's done.
Can I get a refund for my food if I can't finish my food?
I cannot do that. I just explained to you, I'm not civil court. Okay? He wants you removed. You have to go.
Okay, so she's not civil court, but yet she's enforcing an anti-solicitation statute.
Come, I'll buy you food somewhere else. Come on, let's go somewhere.
So she is the law, and she isn't the law at the same time.
It's just like basically every family law situation I've ever encountered. They're the law until you need them to do something important. They're the law until, a mother's not letting a father see his children or something like that. They're the law when it's a homeless guy just trying to eat food. They're not the law when an actual crime is being committed. Well, yeah. They're not the law when a psycho with an AR-15 is murdering kids, but when this guy's sitting down to eat his McDonald's
and is a skinny old guy who can't.
He looks like Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, he's just a skinny old man who couldn't, who couldn't physically looks like he couldn't physically do a whole lot of anything to anyone if he tried.
He was bawling after they left. You can't necessarily hear that over the radio, but if
he wasn't treated like a human being.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I would be crying too. He was treated like.
Now, I called J&L Services, which is the franchise company that owns this McDonald's in Myrtle Beach, and
let's call them right now.
The woman who I spoke to, I don't know if. Wow, that's a. Can we do that, Ian? Can I call J&L Services while we're on the air? Can I call out while we're on the air? With this?
We totally need to.
Yeah, if we can do that, then let me handle it because we go to Myrtle Beach every year.
I don't think legally
I've been to that
allowed
McDonald's. What would be illegal about it, Ian? Ask the lawyer. I can't see why it would be illegal. As long as we tell them you're on the air, then they can just hang up. We couldn't record them without their permission, which would be what we'd be doing if we didn't tell them. But if we call them...
Actually, you can in Mississippi. You only need the consent of one person, so I could call them.
Yeah, there could be a federal issue since we're calling, from New Hampshire to South Carolina. But if you tell them this is, the call to freedom on LRN.FM and this is being recorded for a podcast, they can hang up. But they're probably not smart enough to do that, so it could be good radio. Let's figure this out.
Right. We're going to break right now. We may not. I don't know. We're going to see if we can figure out the legal issue of whether or not we can call these people. And we may call J&L Services, and you can hear just how unapologetic they are, and they literally blame the guy who brought this man in to feed him.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com. Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Brought to you live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, we've been joined today by the classic crew, Tom and Aria. And we've been talking about this story out of, what is it?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I have been to this McDonald's, by the way.
Yeah, I remember you being in Myrtle Beach just a month or two ago.
Yeah, it's this McDonald's is a couple of blocks on the other side of the strip from where we usually stay. It's and I'm fairly certain of that. Now, in the video, you can see it's next door to an Eagles.
Yeah.
But the swimwear franchise, but a McDonald's next door to an Eagles describes every block in Myrtle Beach. But I do recognize it. It's right off of the strip. It makes total sense why a homeless person would be trying to get, food / donations at this area. I mean, it's a rather busy intersection.
Yeah. Again, though, we have to come back to the statements of the Good Samaritan himself, though, who says, I was not solicited by this man.
Right.
He did not ask me to buy him food. I saw him and said, you know what? I'm going to do something about that.
That dude looks hungry. Let's buy him something to eat.
He does. He's hungry. But as always, the Judge Dredd just comes in and says, you know what? Sorry. And I wouldn't be surprised that it probably has there's probably some kind of a ordinance, being as Myrtle Beach is such a touristy area. Like in Orlando, you're not allowed to feed a homeless person or do anything good for a homeless person within, it's either a mile or a half a mile of City Hall.
How about we fix the homeless problem, and then we won't need laws like that?
It gets better, though, Tom. The homeless shelter is 4 blocks from City Hall. The homeless shelter itself,
it was deliberate,
is within that area. So the city's homeless shelter,
they're literally trying to criminalize homelessness.
Can help. No, because the city runs the shelter that's within the circle. So the city's homeless shelter can help.
It's government on government crime.
The city can the city homeless shelter can function. It can feed the homeless. But if you go
I got it.
Because there's a mosque directly across the street from the homeless shelter.
Well, there you go. They had to stop their mosque lambs from helping people.
Well, because the
God
mosque
forbid.
the mosque is private property. As long as the homeless people come across off of the sidewalk and onto the pavement of the like the area around the mosque. So like there's there's the street, and then there's the sidewalk, and then there's pavement for like a parking lot and all that kind of stuff. As long as the food and the homeless person taking it are in the parking lot and not on the sidewalk, it's legal because it's happening on private property. But as soon as one or both of you are across that imaginary line that's been drawn, you are both committing a misdemeanor crime and can be arrested.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
That woman in that video, that cop, she's the most wretched, horrible, and absolutely evil person who we have seen
today
on Facebook video in a couple of days.
It's been a while.
In a couple days.
It's been a couple days since I saw somebody that
I mean, at least they didn't take their flashlights and beat the homeless man to death like they have so many others.
True. Very true.
They'll get around to it. If this McDonald's is where I think it is, it's like right down the street from the police department. So
Of course it is. Of course it is. And she's this she's
Google.
exactly what you would expect her to be. She's 5 feet tall, Latino, slim. She's everything, like every stereotype that you have for cops. That's her. Like for a woman cop that's got something to prove and needs to be aggressive and needs to be overly, authoritarian. She is all of those things. She's short. She's not physically large. She's all the things that you would expect. And she's young. She looks like she's been on the force for about 2 minutes. So, but yeah, she's already Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
Yeah.
That's my female Judge Dredd impression.
I am the law. I wish they had Sandra Bullock saying it. I'd play that.
From, what is that movie? Miss Congeniality?
Well, no, she was in Judge Dredd. She was the female cop. Or was that the other one? Was that, what was that? Demolition Man. I'm getting my really bad, my bad Sylvester Stallone movies with similar plot lines mixed up.
Yeah, next thing you know, you'll be quoting Rocky.
No.
Adrian, I am the law.
Right? Adrian, I am the law.
I would like to see the first part of this video, though.
Well, this is evidently like the cops showed up, and that's when he whipped his camera out. All you really see is, because, I mean, if I see a homeless guy just chilling on a sidewalk and I'm like, you know what, man, I got a couple extra bucks. Let me get you something to eat. I don't whip out my camera and start recording, like that's just
right. But
really
I mean, it seems like this had been going on for a few minutes before it started recording. I'm not saying anyone did anything wrong.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you know as much as I do that a lot of times what happens is like you don't think of it until you're like, you know what, man, I'm gonna record this. You know, because it hits you're like halfway into the conversation. You're like, you know what, you son of a, let me get my phone out. I'm gonna record this. You know,
it's entirely likely that the cop got there rather quickly after it started too, because again, it's right near the police station, and the cops in Myrtle Beach kind of ride around doing nothing all day. They're everywhere.
You mean the cops everywhere just kind of ride around doing nothing?
Well,
every day.
Myrtle Beach in particular, because Myrtle Beach has like massive local sales and restaurant taxes to fund these guys for what is really a smallish beach town.
Oh, yeah, man. It's no Myrtle is no Daytona, baby. Myrtle is no Daytona. You want to be, but they're no. Myrtle Beach is no Daytona.
I love Myrtle Beach, but that's because it's not all that hot. But
I just know how white. I just know how white trash it is because my sister lived there for like 16 years, and she's like, no, Myrtle Beach is wicked white trash. It's more white trash than Daytona, and I was.
You get more than 3 blocks away from the beach, and it's pretty bad. But that's why we stay near the beach when we're down there. Anyway, hopefully we can find something happier to talk about.
Yeah, when we get back here, we've got more news coming up, and then of course we've got CryptVisor coming in during Crypto Hour. So stick around. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
And my tunes were played.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So, we've been discussing this, as Tom put it, pretty down story, and as the bumper music was about to say, hopefully here comes the sun. I've got this story out of northeastern.edu discussing, turns out schools are safer than they were in the 90s, and school shootings are not more common than they used to be. The deadly school shooting this month in Parkland, Florida, has ignited national outrage and calls for action on gun reform. But while certain policies may help decrease gun violence in general, it's unlikely that any of them will prevent mass school shootings, according to James Allen Fox, of the Lippman Family Professor of Criminology, Law, and Public Policy at Northeastern. Since 1996, there have been 16 multiple victim shootings in schools or incidents involving 4 or more victims and at least 2 deaths by firearms, excluding the assailant. Oh, well, wait a second. I thought we'd had like 20 school shootings already this year alone. Are you telling me that researchers at a university are saying that, in truth, there's only been 16 of them since 1996?
A liberal university at that.
A very liberal university at that. Says of these, 8 are mass shootings or incidents involving 4 or more deaths, excluding the assailant. Now, says this is not an epidemic. Mass school shootings are incredibly rare events, and in research publishing later this year, Fox and doctoral student Emma Friedel found that on average, mass murders occur between 20 and 30 times per year, and about one of those incidents on average takes place at a school. Friedel and Fox used data collected by USA Today, the FBI's Supplementary Homicide Report, Congressional Research Service, Gun Violence Archive, Stanford Geospatial Center, and Stanford Libraries, Mother Jones, Everytown for Gun Safety, and an NYPD report on active shooters. Okay, so like 3 of those sources are extremely liberal. 2 of them, to call them anti-gun would be, I don't know,
charitable.
The understatement of the year.
and are you labeling the NYPD as one of those? Because the NYPD is hella anti-gun. At least everybody else's guns, not theirs.
Okay, then we'll say 3. Those last 3. Their research.
Yeah, the Gun Violence Archive, too, pretty explicitly.
Says their research finds that shooting incidents involving students have been declining since the 1990s. 4 times the number of children were killed in schools in the early 1990s than today, Fox said. Wow. There is not an epidemic of school shootings, he says, adding that more kids are killed each year from pool drownings or bicycle accidents. About 55 million school children in the United States, and on average over the past 25 years, about 10 students per year killed by gunfire at schools, according to Fox and Friedel's research. Fox said, however, some policy changes aimed at decreasing school shootings and gun violence in general certainly have merit. Banning bump stocks and raising the age of purchase for assault rifles from 18 to 21 are good ideas and may lead to a decrease in overall gun violence, he said. But he doesn't...
How does he come to that conclusion?
Hold on. But he doesn't believe that these measures will prevent school shootings. The thing to remember is that these are extremely rare events, and no matter what you can come up with to prevent it, the shooter will have a workaround, Fox said. So he's admitting that that while these are feel-good measures, they really aren't going to have an effect in actually stopping the issue that these laws are being passed to stop. So he is acknowledging that even though he is a lefty gun grabber himself, grabbing the guns is really not going to solve the problem because shooters are breaking the law, so they're not going to follow the law. I mean, at least they're acknowledging that. The average lefty is not going to do that.
Right, because these people have actual, academic credibility to think about, as opposed to just trying to get feel-good laws passed, as you called them.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know how he reaches the conclusion that, increasing the minimum age to buy an assault rifle will lower the incidence of gun violence. I mean, you can't just say things like that as though they're fact.
Though. It gets better, though. He says...
You have to actually draw a logical connection from if we do A, then B will result.
Well, he says here, he says, over the last 35 years, there have only been 5 cases in which someone aged 18 to 20 used an assault rifle in a mass shooting. Friedel said increasing mental health resources for students is another strategy that might. And see, this is another thing. He's not saying will, he says might. It might, but they won't prevent school shootings. They may, see, right here. Banning bump stocks and raising the age from 18 to 21 are good ideas and may lead to a decrease in gun violence. And down here he says that an increase in mental health resources for students might improve school safety, calling this a critical need that has been... So he's not talking in any terms of absolutes. He's saying, well, it might work. It might not. Let's throw some money at it and see what happens. Let's take some people's property and see what happens. That's what he's saying. He says, I don't know if it'll fix it, but hell, it's just rights. It's just property rights. Who cares?
Oh, boy.
Right?
It is statistically true that the vast majority of violent crimes are committed by males under the age of 30. But as they say here, I don't fully understand the magic of the ages of 18 to 21. That just means it takes you a few more years to move up the ranks in the gang, I guess.
For some reason, at 18, you are capable of understanding that you should do what the hell you're told and shoot that brown person over there. With a fully automatic machine gun, but you can't,
or a bomb,
but you can't own a rifle. Okay, yeah, that sounds totally legit. Anyway, says let's see here. Friedel also said that the U.S. is facing a desperate shortage of guidance counselors. In 2014 and 2015. The school-to-school counselor ratio was 482 to 1, according to the student-to-school counselor ratio, that is. According to the American School Counselors Association, nearly twice the organization's recommended ratio. You might have students in a very large school who are troubled but are basically flying under the radar because you have one guidance counselor for 400 students. I'm sorry, guidance counselors suck. My experience with guidance counselors... he's smart and classes are boring for him, so give him these pills so that he'll sit down and be quiet.
Ugh. You know what my experience was with guidance counselors? They didn't even catch that I had ADHD until I was 32 years old.
I don't think I really had ADHD. What they call ADHD is...
Oh, you definitely have ADHD.
Oh, okay.
I work with you on the radio, dude. You have ADHD. That doesn't mean their solution was any good, but you got it.
Here, have some pills. It'll make you better.
The pills are nice, but
they don't
not
work
for school kids.
They made
work
me
for me.
sick. They didn't work for me, and they made me really ill. I had to get used to them.
That's a
awesome.
contraindication.
Yeah, it was awesome. They made me sick as a dog, and I just needed to get used to throwing up every day so that I could sit down and shut up, so that the teacher didn't have to challenge my mind, you know. So anyway, that's what happens when you have government. One-size-fits-all solutions, and not everybody fits in that one-size-fits-all mold.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This week, badly shaken researchers reported observing an osprey stalking, killing, and devouring an adult male lion in what is being called a massive food chain shakeup. Confirmation of the 3-pound marine bird consuming the 400-pound feline has biologists scrambling to determine the new predator-prey connections between the planet's billions of organisms.
We seem to be experiencing some sort of cross-species dietary free-for-all.
Scientists say that the killing of the healthy, full-grown lion by a typical osprey specimen has lent credibility to recent reports of a deer seen grazing on a nest of squirrels in Wisconsin, as well as a claim made by a group of Japanese fishermen who say they witnessed 300 million krill devouring a 40-ton humpback whale. In other news, NASA acquires the moon for an upcoming Kennedy Space Center exhibit. A radio DJ invites the whole town to some bullshit, and assuming the many universes theory of quantum mechanics is accurate, the review you've just seen will remain relevant in another reality for all eternity. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Oh, the timing on that last one was perfect.
And now we have to add the context so the audience knows why we're playing those noises.
Oh yeah, this story here. Oh my goodness, it is. There's just too much funny. There's just way too much funny going on with this story here. Says here, donations of deer semen make up the majority of contributions in Texas candidates' race.
Should I read this one?
No, we don't have to read it. It's even better.
No, we have to at least get to the name of the bucks. We have to.
All right, just hold on. Hush, Buck, hush.
General for spending, whether it be first-class travel or in the case of Ben Carson.
Why are we getting HUD video on this thing about the deer semen? What the heck?
Phrases you never thought you would utter in your entire life.
For real, yo. Here we go.
And our listeners have no idea what we're talking about.
Has reportedly received $87,500 in campaign donations, more than half of which is made up of deer semen. The Dallas News reported Thursday that Annalisa Garza, a district court judge running a primary challenge against 8-term Democrat Ryan Guillen, has received $51,000 in in-kind donations to her campaign, listed as individual donations of frozen deer semen straws.
Straws?
A couple questions for you. First, a number of members of the President's cabinet have fallen under public scrutiny, in some cases, inspectors general for.
Oh, get that guy out of here.
This is Fred Gonzalez is a Texas deer breeder who serves as a treasurer of the Texas Deer Association and told the Dallas News that the group's political action committee had received more than $975,000 in deer semen donations since
$1 million
since 2006, and has given more than $885,000 in the same period of time.
What did they do with the rest of it? That's almost $100,000 worth of deer semen unaccounted for.
I don't want to know. I have
fornicating in the woods.
They fornicating in the woods. They fornicating in the woods with it.
Does a deer fornicate in the woods?
Deers fornicate in the woods.
$100 million worth of deer fornicating.
That deer use throughout, as the does.
Those damn immigrant deer fornicating in the woods.
Let's see. Semen
I bet they're defecating in the woods too.
Semen is a very common way for us to donate, Gonzalez told the paper. One collection on a buck. Collection, by the way, means when you get the buck to produce the... if you have a desire, it could lead to 60 straws. That's $60,000 worth of deer semen in one sitting. If you have a desirable animal, it's a way to bring value without breaking the bank. Straws from bucks. Here you go, Arya. named Bandit, Sweet Dreams, and Gladiator Sunset were among the donations listed. Sweet Dreams is the name of one of the bucks that they're giving the good old handy to get this stuff. Sweet Dreams.
It's Gladiator Sunset that got my attention because, I mean, that's just the gayest name I've ever heard for an animal.
That's a dreamy deer right there.
Mm-hmm. She's a beauty.
I don't believe that I could collect deer semen from a deer named Gladiator Sunset without feeling really weird about it. I mean, weirder than normal.
Especially if he comes up on you making a sound like that, huh?
Tom, leave me out of this. And then, speaking of me and my profession, they interviewed a campaign finance and ethics attorney for this story. And ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, the lawyer's name is Buck Wood. They just sat down. I can see it right now. The reporter who wrote this story sat down with a directory of all the lawyers in the state of Texas and looked until he found Buck Wood.
This can't be true. It can't be. A lawyer named Buck Wood was interviewed for a story about buck semen.
It's totally true. I guess they had to settle for Buck Wood because they couldn't find one named like Deer Cummings or something.
Oh my god. So oh my god.
So what did you say Buck Wood does? Is he one of the
He's a campaign finance attorney, right?
He's campaign finance and ethics. So actually his job is to come after you if you screw someone.
Well, if ever there was someone whose job was to screw deer, it would be him.
Right, with a name like Buck Wood. Definitely, you're definitely the one. I can't believe you've got to be. That has to be a typo. That can't really be the guy's name.
Hold on, I'm gonna look the guy up.
That was my thought. I mean,
For
there's
real,
no way.
I want to call. If we call anybody, then we have to call Buck Wood and ask him where to get our hands on some deer semen.
Yeah,
to donate in the next gubernatorial race.
Yeah, apparently his real first name is Randall, but I can see why they used his middle name, which is in fact Buck, for this story.
Randall Buck Wood.
That's his name.
Oh my god, that makes it even better.
Oh wow,
Randy, because
did they call him Randy for short?
Yes, I was just gonna say because
Randy Buckwood.
Horny. Yes, horny Buckwood. Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, it sounds like the name of a venison jerky.
The judge, by the way, for what it's worth, is apparently female.
Oh,
the judge receiving the semen
the judge receiving the semen donations is female.
Like that would be it. How do they distinguish between which ones are campaign donations and which ones are sexual harassment? Because I would think normally if you were like a criminal defendant and you mailed a lady judge a straw of deer semen, they would probably give you like 20 to life.
Oh, here's the best one. Says if they'd given her the straws, that would be an in-kind donation, he said. In-kind donations usually cover things like campaign advertising or event space. Gullion, the lawmaker, Garza, is running to unseat, ran unopposed in the last 2 elections, received 100% of both the primary and general election votes, making the March 6th primary a tough challenge for Garza. You think so?
Well, just got to get out there and beat off some more deer, make that money.
Right.
Donate it to her campaign. She'll win.
Right there's why the deer are being so productive. They've been waiting 2 whole election cycles to donate to get after this guy. He must have done something really bad for deer while he was in the legislature down there.
I can't believe that this is really a thing. That
this is the Hill. This is not like
I know it's the Hill. I'm just saying, like, donating deer semen to a political candidate in the millions of dollars worth of semen. It's like a normal thing. They're like, yeah, it's totally like a thing that happens. Like, we take donations for our candidates and deer semen. It's just, how things go. All right, well, when we get back here, it will be time for the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, and we will be joined by our newest sponsor, CryptVisor. So stick around for that. We'll be right back here after this.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keenan, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,317 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $41, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,076. Antiwar.com reports the Iraqi parliament has passed a resolution this week thanking the U.S. and other friendly nations for their support in defeating the Islamic State, and also demanding that the Abadi government set a strict timeline for the withdrawal of all foreign troops from the country. One member of the ruling coalition insisted that parliament wasn't trying to force any specific timeline on the deal, but wanted the government to make it clear, having declared victory, when the foreign troops would be gone. That's potentially going to be a problem, though, because while other nations are all making clear their presence is very temporary, the U.S. has been very public from the start that this is a permanent deployment and they don't plan to ever leave. That potentially brings another showdown between U.S. leadership and the Iraqi government, as with the one after the previous U.S. occupation, in which the U.S. failed to get a status of forces agreement and ultimately withdrew. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Georgia lawmakers passed a tax overhaul bill Thursday after cutting a tax exemption that would benefit Delta Airlines. House Bill 918, which included the first income tax in state history, passed Georgia's Senate by a vote of 44-10 and its House by a vote of 135-24. Republican House Speaker David Ralston said, "What is important is not that tax break anymore, but that Georgians are going to get their tax relief, and we couldn't let that fall victim to everything that was going on with Delta." Georgia's Senate Rules Committee voted to strike a part of the bill that would have eliminated the state's tax on jet fuels, resulting in a $50 million tax break for Delta Airlines after the company decided to cut a discount program for the National Rifle Association members. After Delta's decision, Republican Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle said he would kill any legislation benefiting Delta. Governor Nathan Dill supported the jet fuel tax break, but said he would sign the bill without it, as he could not veto a measure that also amounted to a sweeping tax cut for residents. Republican candidate for governor Senator Michael Williams commended his fellow lawmakers as they stood strong against pressure to allow the jet fuel tax break to pass. Democrats, including Senator Steve Henson, argued cutting the tax break would make it difficult for Delta to compete with other airlines and possibly hinder the state's ability to attract other businesses. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a former New York City police official on Thursday pled guilty to misusing police department resources for the benefit of a businessman charged in a wide-ranging corruption case. Former Deputy Chief Michael Harrington entered his plea before U.S. District Judge Gregory Woods in Manhattan, admitting that he used his position to bestow favors on Jeremy Reichberg. Prosecutors have said the favors included giving Reichberg police escorts and allowing Reichberg and his associates to use a police helicopter and a police boat for private purposes. Harrington was originally charged in June 2016 with bribery, but prosecutors have agreed to drop that charge. Michael Weinstein, Harrington's lawyer, said Mr. Harrington is a highly decorated police officer who put his life on the line for 30 years while serving the citizens of New York City. Weinstein said the charge to which Harrington pled guilty was a horse of a different color from the original, more serious case. Under the terms of the plea, Harrington and prosecutors have agreed that federal guidelines call for a sentence of up to 6 months in prison. Reichberg is expected to face trial on federal bribery charges in April, along with another former police officer, former Deputy Inspector James Grant. The charges against Harrington, Reichberg, and Grant came out of a widespread federal corruption probe that also ensnared Norman Seabrook, former head of the union representing the city's corrections officers. A judge declared a mistrial in Seabrook's trial last year after the jury failed to reach a verdict, and prosecutors have said they expect to try Seabrook again. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Here is the Onion Week in Review Transportation Edition. In Albany, a Greyhound bus crash claimed 30 miserable lives Tuesday, finally putting over 24 deadbeat fathers, penniless drug addicts, and hapless bastards out of their misery. Emergency crews at the scene of the merciful accident described the sea of fast food bags, candy bar wrappers, and losing lottery tickets surrounding the crash site as utterly tragic, adding that the scorched corpses inside the bus were, quote, only slightly more lifeless than before the deadly accident.
Evidence suggests that most of the victims suffered during the crash, and for many years before they even boarded the bus. All I can say is, thank God no one made it.
Al-Qaeda is refusing to carry out any further terrorist attacks until the U.S. mass transportation infrastructure is drastically improved, calling the country's roads and bridges a, quote, travesty, unbecoming of a developed first world nation.
We want to turn your bridges into rubble. But if we took credit for making them collapse, no one would ever believe us.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom.
That's right, folks. It is time for the Friday afternoon edition of the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasted live to you from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Now, are you new to the crypto industry? Are you wanting to get invested, but you don't want to spend your whole day reading candle graphs and white papers, and you'd like to get in, but you just really are not the biggest investor kind of guy? Well, let me introduce you to what they call a savings accelerator. It's from Helium.com, and basically it's a bot that's been designed to watch the values of regular old fiats and a few cryptocurrencies at the same time. Then it moves your money when the time is just right. Helium allows your money to move you. You just go to uphold.com and power up your account using your bank card or your digital wallet, and then you set it and forget it. It's like the crock pot of crypto investing. So go on over to helium.com, helium with an E.com /CTF, and get your great deal for being a Call to Freedom listener. That's HELEUM.com /CTF. So welcome here to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, and we've got with us, as always, Mr. Tom Gray, and we've got Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And as promised, we've also got a new sponsor that's recently signed up with us, CryptVisor. And, we asked, since we were going to be advertising for them, we said, we want you to come on and meet our listening audience, talk to them, tell them a little about your product in more detail than, a 30-second live read advertisement. Come and, really explain to them what your company is all about and exactly what it is that your company offers as a service. So we've got Vadim here, and we also have from the tech side, and then we also have Mr. Mark Aaron Young Babbitt. Yeah, Mark Aaron Young Babbitt from the marketing team here with us. So, and I wanted to start off with our tech guy, and ask, so Vadim, what exactly is your tech background?
Hi all, my name is Vadim Anderan. I am a certified expert of cybersecurity and cryptography. So I have more than 16 years experience in this area, and I am CEO and founder of CryptVisor. CryptVisor company is based in Germany. I'm to develop a new generation, a new era of cybersecurity, and solve the biggest historical issues of cryptography existing today.
Okay. Now we've also got with us from the marketing team there. We've got Mark Aaron Young Babbitt. We coming through for you, Mark?
But I'm afraid Mark has some issues with sound.
Yes, we're having some audio issues. With says I have levels here on my side. Well, we have no audio.
Maybe you can adjust.
From you. So, unfortunately, we're not hearing Mark right now. Maybe. Well, that's problematic. Well, maybe you, since you're the developer, you can, try to give us a little. We'll skip Mark's intro for a moment, and then you can give us, to the best of your ability, a little rundown of what exactly is CryptVisor.
Yes, I will try. I think it's Mark can introduce it better, but I will try introduce CryptVisor and Civicoin. It's like our own cryptocurrency from the technical view. So what is CryptVisor? CryptVisor is a developer of a new kind of cybersecurity. Mark?
Yeah. Hello?
Are you here? Oh, fine.
All right, we have you now.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so now that we finally have Mark with us, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself, about the work that you do, and then what your position is at CryptVisor.
Okay, so everyone can hear me, yeah?
We got you now. Yes, we do.
Yes,
right on. Good deal, good deal. Well, okay, originally, I'm living here in Germany. I've been here now for a little over 20 years. I can't believe how long it's been. Originally, I'm from Seattle, Washington. And I've been teaching English here for the last 20 years. And I stumbled across CryptVisor. And I read their white paper. And being someone who is, I guess I would have to say, very anti-authority, what I read in their paper just really rung true to me, basically. It's about decentralization. It's about the idea that we can have some sort of communication app that is not blockable. Governments can't block it. It can't be stopped. It can't be blocked. And for me, I thought that was a wonderful thing. And so I started following them. And it's a kind of a funny story. I noticed that every time they posted something, there was, not, because no one on their team are native English speakers. And I myself am an English teacher. Perhaps I'm a little bit of a grammar Nazi, but I noticed that there were, some kind of grammar mistakes here and there. And so I contacted them and told them that I would be more than willing to help them out in this area. And one thing led to another. And I just felt really in tune with what they were doing. And so fairly recently, I became their chief communications officer because, this is something that I am very, very passionate about. And so, I'm really happy to be part of it.
So being a grammar Nazi landed you a job.
Exactly, believe it or not.
As a former English major myself, this warms the cockles of my heart. Now, when you say, I think the thing that our listeners are going to want to hear the most about is when you said that CryptVisor is not blockable by governments. Can you start to describe what that means, how that works?
Well, not being a real technical guy, I would have to say, from my basic knowledge of it, is that there is no place no one can go to shut anything off. There's no key someone can turn off. If somebody comes to CryptVisor and says, hey, well, to put it more in simplified terms, if somebody comes to CryptVisor and say, hey, listen, we're kind of curious about this user you have here. We've been noticing that they're contacting this person quite often, and we would like to get the information behind this person. Well, CryptVisor will basically just have to throw their hands up in the air and say, we don't have any information about this person. When people sign up to use this service,
we can talk more about that when we get back as we're coming up on the break.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've got a question for the folks here at CryptVisor, let us know, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here with our newest sponsor, CryptVisor, here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love, and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way,
love as your guide,
and liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com. We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Crypto Hour time here, and we've got CryptVisor on the line with us. We've got Vadim and also Mark Aaron Young Babbitt on with us today, and they are they are here to tell us everything there is to know about this new sponsor that we've got called CryptVisor. So I guess since you're the marketing guy, I'll let you go ahead and take it away. Tell us, Mark. Just we've got about 8 minutes to cover. What is CryptVisor for all of our people out there that haven't heard about it before?
Okay, well, basically what CryptVisor is an instant communication platform, just like everybody has one on their phone, whether it be WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or Twitter or you name it. There's a bunch of them out there. And basically what CryptVisor is, it's not a clone of one of these. It's not a copycat of this. It is an instant communication platform. It allows people to send text messages. It allows people to send videos, data, you name it. What's also really cool about it is it has an integrated cryptocurrency wallet also in it. So basically, if you want to send cryptocurrency to one of your contacts on your contact list, well, you can do it. The major difference between, besides it having its own crypto wallet, the major difference between CryptVisor and the other communication apps is that this is based on blockchain technology. The sharing of the public keys is done over the blockchain. And this is a part that Vadim would have to really kind of get into it. But that's basically the gist of what this is.
Yes, Mark. So what is CryptVisor is from the technical part. CryptVisor is a decentralized communication platform. It's CryptVisor, we have no server, we have no central authentication or authorization points. So it means that there is no control parts in the network. And one of the most advantage of CryptVisor that we are solving the biggest historical and biggest historical issue of asymmetric cryptography. So the end-to-end encryption model used in the many different apps, for example, in WhatsApp or Telegram, they all have historical issues because the algorithms, the cryptographic algorithms, encryption algorithms they use was deployed in 1970s. So there is a big threat of man-in-the-middle attack. It means that the public keys, the encryption keys, can be swapped by intruder, by third parties, and without any notification, without any notice, and so this is the biggest issue of historical.
Okay, so what you're saying is that basically all of these other things, Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram, their encryption technology is decades old, and because of that, it leaves open this doorway for man-in-the-middle attacks because your quote-unquote private keys aren't really all that private or safe. And CryptVisor is designed to close that door.
Yes, exactly. All the existing instant communication systems, they're centralized. It means that they have servers. When you are registering an account, when you are opening an account, it's kept on the server. So all key exchange. Before sending any encryption message, if you like to send any encrypted message to another party, first you should have the public key. The issue how this public key will be transferred securely from how would you get this key from your party? So we use blockchain technology for this purpose, and all your account is anonymous. It means that CryptVisor is the first messenger app, doesn't require any phone verification or SMS verification. So you can choose any name and use it. So it's anonymous and decentralized. Very cool. As Mark said before, since we don't have any central points, we don't have any central registration server, so CryptVisor is unblockable. It's very hard to shut down this network because for doing that, they have to shut down the full blockchain platform, which is technically very
pretty much impossible. You need to shut down the internet in order to shut down the blockchain. Exactly.
Well, one thing that I find so so breathtaking and so incredible is that, my God, people in North Korea, people in China could actually be able to use this. Their governments can't block this. And when I sit there and I think about it, and we just saw fairly recently in Iran, in the protests in Iran, and when the government started blocking these forms of communication, these instant messaging applications that these people were using to gather together and try to form together. Well, of course, the government is going to block them, which they did. They stopped these. And this is, I'm sorry, I believe something like this is a godsend, because they won't be able to do that anymore.
So, will there be a, like Telegram? I've got Telegram on my laptop. I've got Telegram on my phone. I've got Signal on my phone. User interface and things like that. Are they going to be mobile apps that are just quick and easy and simple to use? I mean, am I going to need like a low-key degree in computer programming to be able to use this? I've got wallets. I have wallets on my computer that I can't use. Well, I guess I don't have them anymore because that laptop got stolen. But still, like, you need like a low-key college degree just to use some wallets. Is it going to be pretty user-friendly?
No, absolutely not. It's incredibly user-friendly. In fact, right now, what's going on right now is people, anyone who is interested in this, we're going through beta version right now, and it's free for everybody. Anybody, we've kind of have something with Open Ledger, and if you open an account in Open Ledger, you will actually get an invitation to download this app, and it's free for everybody to use right now. You can help us doing the beta testing right now.
Very cool. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
If you're looking for work, you know what I mean by elevator speech. It's the short version, saying just enough to make the listener want to listen more. Even if you're not a job seeker, effective communication skills have never been more important, with money and attention so scarce now. So to cut through the clutter, choose every single word as though it was the last word the person you're speaking to will hear. Otherwise, it might be. Instead of saying, due to the fact that, say, because. And avoid mispronunciations. Say jewelry, not jewelry, which could offend. Undoubtedly, you don't want to say undoubtedly. And whatever you do, never use a preposition to end a sentence with. Just kidding. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Join Daryl W. Perry on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio as he brings you news, views, and opinions while promoting the ideas of peaceful interaction.
The FBI or CIA or NSA or any other government agency could also go to the FISA court and say that we want information on anyone associated with anyone who is under investigation by the FBI. If they could somehow connect you, my listener, to me, then you could possibly be subject to investigation by the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, or any other government agency. Not because I directly am under investigation that I am aware of, but as a donor to antiwar.com, and knowing that they have been investigated by the FBI, then it's very possible.
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
Live from the Verticoin studio, this is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium 47 here on LRN.FM. When you hear the faucet, be qualified to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Oh my goodness, we are on today. We've got a great guest with us. We've got Mark Aaron Young Babbitt and Vadim from CryptVisor. Now, earlier when we were talking, I heard Mark say that you would be able to send cryptocurrencies, and my little antennas went bing, ding, and I was like, really? So is this going to be like a multi-crypto thing, or will it only be like a specific coin or token that's offered by
Candidate in the race for a
CryptVisor?
South Texas State House seat has reportedly received $87,500 in campaign donations.
Why?
That's the link from earlier.
We were talking. Why is it
Dallas
playing?
reported Thursday that Annalisa Garza, a
Go
district court
away.
judge,
To make sure
primary
everyone
challenge
gets to
against
experience
eight-term
that
Democrat
story,
Ryan
including our
Diaz.
guests.
What the heck? It just randomly started playing out of nowhere.
I hate that. I hate that nowadays on the internet.
So
Ads
the
start
Hill
popping
does
up
that.
everywhere.
Just use NoScript.
Right, there we
the
go.
The Firefox extension.
Oh, well, that was open on Chrome. I have the.
Oh, well, yeah, don't use Chrome.
Well, because Hangouts, everything else like that is on Chrome, and then we have the music on the other one. That way we can have them separated on different. It's never mind. Anyway, the question that we've fielded here is with CryptVisor. When I'm sending, you're like, okay, you can send text and you can send cryptos.
Yeah.
Will it be multiple kinds of crypto that I'll be able to send? Like I can send Zencash, or I can send, Bitcoin, or I can send Vert. Is it multi-crypto, or is it just going to be like a token that's offered by CryptVisor?
Well, we'll have to confirm this with Vadim, but I do know that it is planned that it's going to be a multiple cryptocurrency wallet. You will be able to send multiple cryptocurrencies. Will you be able to send all 1,500 of them? No. And,
I don't know a wallet that will even hold all of the different kinds of currencies.
I don't either. But yes, it will be a multiple currency wallet. Is that correct, Vadim? No?
Yes, CryptVisor wallets will support multi-currencies, but based on Bittrex platform. So
Right.
KubeFizer works on adapted BitShares platform. BitShares blockchain is a base of decentralized exchange. What decentralized exchange? I think it's another story. But it's different. It's different from the Bitcoin or Ethereum. So the BitShares is the most powerful, secure, and reliable platform for now. And the KubeFizer wallet will support the tokens issued on BitShares wallet. It's BTS token, it's CB coin, KubeFizer token, and another which were issued on BitShares.
Yeah, BitShares has Litecoin, they have Ethereum, they have quite a few of them.
BitShares.
Yeah, but the idea, what's the difference between KubeFizer wallet and another? KubeFizer is it's a hybrid of cold and hot wallet. So it means that KubeFizer works like a cold wallet, but in the same time you can trade directly in P2P mode, decentralized. So it means that you don't have to move your funds to outside. It means that you can trade, you can exchange directly from the wallet. This provides the highest level of security for funds and for trading. You own your keys, you own your private keys, and you don't have to move outside the funds. This is the idea, and this is the reason that KubeFizer natively support BitShares tokens, at least for the first time.
Right, and I think it's one really great thing. I think we've all just heard fairly recently how Coinbase just handed over, I don't know how many records to the IRS in the US from people exchanging there. And this is a decentralized exchange. They don't have that information, which I think is a big plus.
So generally speaking, KubeFizer works like a wallet, like a Bitcoin wallet, but for communication. For example, Bitcoin wallet is for financial transactions, for fund managing. KubeFizer have the same idea. It's works like a wallet, but for communication.
So I may have missed this part earlier. I had something that kind of distracted me for a few minutes, but the messages themselves that are delivered on your platform, they are stored within the blockchain, right?
Not exactly. The message and data, user-sensitive data, is stored locally on the user's device.
Okay.
Through the blockchain.
How does blockchain enter into the picture then?
Yes, we use the blockchain. The main advantage of blockchain is for authentication purpose. It means that the public keys, we use blockchain for transportation of public keys between the users, and keeping the account decentralized. It means when you are registering an account, there is no server, there is no central server. It means that you are getting an address like a Bitcoin address.
Right, but I mean, Wire and Signal don't have a centralized server either, and they don't use blockchain to exchange private keys.
Signal has a centralized server. All existing communication.
Okay, well, Wire doesn't. I actually don't use Signal. I know a couple of people who have an issue with it, so I've never actually used it. I was just assuming. Sorry, but I know that Wire doesn't.
I think there are different options. But what can I say? What can I say that they are hiding? They don't tell the truth. They are saying Signal is secure. No, Signal is not secure. Why? Because Signal is to use Signal, you have to put your phone number, to disclose your phone number. This is the first. Second, all encryption keys.
I'm looking at GitHub right now, and it says that Wire doesn't attempt to hide metadata other than the central server promising not to log very much information. So it sounds like Wire does have a central server.
And
Yeah.
if it has a server, it's capable of logging, whereas you're saying CryptVisor is not.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
the messages aren't logged on a server, at least.
Yeah.
I suppose is what I meant.
Yeah. Well, he's saying that there's no server for the messages to be logged on to begin with.
Right.
Only
Right.
only your device and the other person's device.
So you've got so the public keys are being passed over the blockchain, and then your private key, I assume, is stored locally on your device, same way the messages are.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Now I'm with you, because I had the same reaction Aria did, and we've talked on the show about Signal before and how the FBI has actually bragged about having a backdoor to Signal. So that's not news to us. So I think you've assuaged the number one thing that I had. Aria, go ahead.
So if the public keys are stored within the blockchain, and each device has the private key stored on it, what device-specific information is used to tie that specific private key to the public key?
Well, we're going to have to get to that question when we get back here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment. You guys stick around and we'll get you one.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Are you sick of government lackeys who say you didn't build that? Are you tired of elitists who think you need a government permission slip for everything? Everything you do is an A to B conversation, and the government should see their way out of it. Create true free markets by adopting the BIPCOT No Government License. The BIPCOT No Gov license allows use or modification of any product, service, or software except by governments or government agents. Go to BIPCOT.org. That's Bravo, India, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Tango.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way.
You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually.
Whoa, hey, who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait
now.
Wait a minute.
Whoa. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me? Because you scared me.
Property.
What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, coming across the airwaves, live through our free-to-air satellite system all the way to sub-Saharan Africa. So we've been on the horn here for a little while with our newest sponsor, CryptVisor. Before we started advertising for them, we wanted to bring them on and let them have a conversation with our hosts and possibly our listeners. If you want to get involved, give us a call at 603-283-6160. And you're welcome to ask Mark or Vadim a question. But before that, Aria had a good question. Aria, could you paraphrase that question for us to allow Vadim and Mark to take a crack at it?
Yeah, I am curious what device information or what user or device specific information is actually used to tie the private key located on the device to the public key that is stored inside of the blockchain.
Yes, just an account name, just an anonymous account name chosen by user during the registration. So,
now, do you need an email address or anything that would be considered identifying?
No.
Awesome.
No, at all. Just during the registration, you just can choose any account name, and you can call you. I am a James Bond, or I am, and use this name. And this name will be associated with your encryption keys. So what kind of data we have about you on the blockchain? Only the account name and the half of the public key. That's all. Nothing more.
Awesome.
This is your chance to be. This is your chance to be Superman. I mean, you could be whoever you want to be.
So CryptVisor is the first messenger. Doesn't require any personal information, any phone number, any SMS verification, nothing.
Now, if I wanted to communicate with another user on the service, would I communicate with them or send them a message using their username?
Yes,
is that
exactly.
How you have it set up? Okay,
yes.
Cool.
So
it's actually kind of like Wire in that respect.
In that respect, yeah.
With the exception of not having an actual server.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the same process like you send a Bitcoin. For example, if you'd like to send a Bitcoin to your subscriber, to your partner,
you need the public key to send Bitcoin.
Bitcoin address.
It's not tied to an account name.
This is the Bitcoin address. Yes, Bitcoin address is similar a public key. In BitTrust network, we don't have this long and strategy. We just use a regular name understandable for human. This means that you can choose any character. The account name consists from the characters and any digits. So it's like a Skype name.
And basically, you'd have to have someone's account name to be able to send them a message at all. Like, they'd have to give it to you. There's not any way to look people up. And I'm asking that as a feature, not as a knock, because that's a good thing if it's true.
Exactly. This is a feature, and very important feature, because CryptVisor is the first messenger app doesn't require access to your phone book to your local address book. So when you're giving the permissions from the app, KeepFuzzer doesn't request any restriction to read or load your public local address book.
It doesn't ask you for your contacts.
Okay, so say I'm at a big event now, because this, I'm just saying, when I was, most of the time when I learn about new secured platforms like this, usually I'm at like a Liberty event of some kind, like I'm hanging out with a bunch of libertarians and they're like, yo, man, message me or hit me up on fill in a hopefully secured platform here,
Right.
And so what you're saying is when that happens, instead of them saying hit me up, they'll have to say install the app, right? Okay, now here's my QR code. Like, will that be how you swap numbers now? Is like just scanning each other's QR codes in order to be able to know where these messages need to go, and just you'll be basically like.
Well, you would need their username instead of a phone number.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is like a QR, like just walk up and zap it with my phone, and boom, they're now saved to my contacts. Zap their CryptVisor public little QR thing with my phone, and now we're contacts, so to speak. Or is that totally not the way this works? And I'm just thinking about something that would be cool if you guys added it.
I think that would be cool.
Yes, but what to make different? The big difference of KeepFuzzer and between any centralized messaging apps, that you don't have to compare fingerprints. I think many of you heard about the fingerprints, fingerprints of security key.
Yeah.
When there's app called I forgot the name. Even in Signal, even in WhatsApp, in any security app, they offer advising you to compare the fingerprints. You should scan the QR codes and make sure that there's no man-in-the-middle attack. So KeepFuzzer is introduced through the blockchain technology. Introduce automated encryption. So cryptography is a complex word. Regular users is not able to make a difference. For regular user, all messengers are the same: Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram. But cryptography, encryption is very, very complex. It's very, very complex, and we're automating and simplifying it in professional way for everyone. It means by using KeepFuzzer, everything is automated, and users don't have to worry and have any special knowledge about the encryption. I think this is one of the most advantage for why you need KeepFuzzer.
And I think Will, the question that you asked about the QR code, that sounds like a really cool feature actually. But I think is it Arian, right? Arian? Yeah, right. I think that was more correct. If you are at one of these libertarian conventions and everybody's saying, yo, dude, hey, this is awesome, check this out, then you need to hook me up on this app, then yeah, I think what you need to do is you need to install the app, and then you need the username, whichever username that person is using.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're hooked up basically.
All right.
And you can get online and go to a website and convert the name into a QR code in like 10 seconds.
Oh, very cool.
If you really wanted to do it that way.
All right, guys. So to wrap this up, where do we go? What's the cost? Where do we go if we want to get the app? And what's coming in the future? You've got about a minute.
Well, basically, right now we're in the beta testing. And if anybody wants to get this app, I mean, the best way to get the app is basically you need to have you need to go to OpenLedger, and which is a decentralized exchange, and open up an account there. And this app is run by CV Coin, which is the cryptocurrency behind CryptVisor. And for right now, with the beta testing, you can get the basically the CV Coin. You use that like a Chuck E. Cheese token, basically. You use the CV Coin to purchase the CVT Coin, which is like integrated within the app. It's like a complete system. And with that, you can open up all of the premium features within this app. And right now, this is going to be available for free for anybody to help us beta test this. And the official launch is going to be in April, next month.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, hopefully we'll have you back sometime around then. Until then, thank you very much. It's been a great interview having you guys on. A great opportunity for you to talk to our listening audience. Thank you for coming out and spending some time with us today.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Again, that's been Vadim and Mark Allen Young Babbitt from CryptVisor. We'll be right back after this.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keenan, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,317 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $41, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,076. Antiwar.com reports the Iraqi parliament has passed a resolution this week thanking the U.S. and other friendly nations for their support in defeating the Islamic State, and also demanding that the Abadi government set a strict timeline for the withdrawal of all foreign troops from the country. One member of the ruling coalition insisted that parliament wasn't trying to force any specific timeline on the deal, but wanted the government to make it clear, having declared victory, when the foreign troops would be gone. That's potentially going to be a problem, though, because while other nations are all making clear their presence is very temporary, the U.S. has been very public from the start that this is a permanent deployment and they don't plan to ever leave. That potentially brings another showdown between U.S. leadership and the Iraqi government, as with the one after the previous U.S. occupation, in which the U.S. failed to get a status of forces agreement and ultimately withdrew. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Georgia lawmakers passed a tax overhaul bill Thursday after cutting a tax exemption that would benefit Delta Airlines. House Bill 918, which included the first income tax in state history, passed Georgia's Senate by a vote of 44-10 and its House by a vote of 135-24. Republican House Speaker David Ralston said, "What is important is not that tax break anymore, but that Georgians are going to get their tax relief, and we couldn't let that fall victim to everything that was going on with Delta." Georgia's Senate Rules Committee voted to strike a part of the bill that would have eliminated the state's tax on jet fuels, resulting in a $50 million tax break for Delta Airlines after the company decided to cut a discount program for the National Rifle Association members. After Delta's decision, Republican Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle said he would kill any legislation benefiting Delta. Governor Nathan Dill supported the jet fuel tax break, but said he would sign the bill without it, as he could not veto a measure that also amounted to a sweeping tax cut for residents. Republican candidate for governor, Senator Michael Williams, commended his fellow lawmakers as they stood strong against pressure to allow the jet fuel tax break to pass. Democrats, including Senator Steve Hinson, argued cutting the tax break would make it difficult for Delta to compete with other airlines and possibly hinder the state's ability to attract other businesses. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a former New York City police official on Thursday pled guilty to misusing police department resources for the benefit of a businessman charged in a wide-ranging corruption case. Former Deputy Chief Michael Harrington entered his plea before U.S. District Judge Gregory Woods in Manhattan, admitting that he used his position to bestow favors on Jeremy Reichberg. Prosecutors have said the favors included giving Reichberg police escorts and allowing Reichberg and his associates to use a police helicopter and a police boat for private purposes. Harrington was originally charged in June 2016 with bribery, but prosecutors have agreed to drop that charge. Michael Weinstein, Harrington's lawyer, said Mr. Harrington is a highly decorated police officer who put his life on the line for 30 years while serving the citizens of New York City. Weinstein said the charge to which Harrington pled guilty was a horse of a different color from the original, more serious case. Under the terms of the plea, Harrington and prosecutors have agreed that federal guidelines call for a sentence of up to 6 months in prison. Reichberg is expected to face trial on federal bribery charges in April, along with another former police officer, former Deputy Inspector James Grant. The charges against Harrington, Reichberg, and Grant came out of a widespread federal corruption probe that also ensnared Norman Seabrook, former head of the union representing the city's corrections officers. A judge declared a mistrial in Seabrook's trial last year after the jury failed to reach a verdict, and prosecutors have said they expect to try Seabrook again. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
If you're the parent of a man-child, you know how frustrating it can sometimes be. The piercing sound of his video games waking you up at 2 in the morning. His insatiable hunger and inability to cook anything for himself. The messes he makes. The stress can be overwhelming.
Something will set them off, such as their man-child will tell them that they don't know how to tie a tie even though they're almost 30. They'll start shaking them and yelling and saying, "What the hell is wrong with you? Why don't you get a real job instead of working part-time at a board game store?"
The results of shaken man-child syndrome are devastating. Trauma caused by the brain colliding with the inside of the man-child's skull can lead to cognitive disabilities, making it even more unlikely he'll finally marry the girl he's been having a long-distance online relationship with for 6 years. Or it can even lead to death.
He's not spilling cereal all over the couch or leaving his beard clippings in the bathroom sink intentionally. He truly does not know what he's doing.
For the Lab Report, I'm Stuart Adams.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Oops. Oh, no. Stop. All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. That was a rough transition there.
We've had worse.
I know. Well, no, I was sending you guys a message, and somehow I ended up sending it to Telegram instead.
Well, now the Chinese have it, as we learned here in that last segment.
Yeah.
You should have used CryptVisor, Will.
I don't have CryptVisor yet. I haven't spent the 20 minutes that it takes to get the coins and everything else to actually use it. So I haven't got it yet. But give me a little time. And I don't know how, like, I was talking to you and suddenly it was open in Telegram. I have no idea. But yeah, so let me send so that you totally understand what's going on. But yeah, it's Friday. And we've got lots and lots to cover today. It is, of course, everybody's favorite day of the week because it's time for everybody's favorite segment. Oh yeah, you know what that music means. It's time for the Libertarian Drama or Dramas of the Week. So this is the Libertarian Drama of the Week here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We got to get a sponsor for this segment because it is like I watch.
Who would want to sponsor this?
I don't know, but our listener, like I can see some of our listener data like in real time, and on Friday at 6 p.m. our numbers on most of our sources double. It's like just for this. People know that it is time for Libertarian Drama of the Week, and so they listen. They hang around, and well, I mean, this week we've got some serious, in my opinion, some serious drama going on. Some of that good old fashioned. The Libertarian Party's in the midst of an identity crisis type of stuff going on right here. So basically, well, the first thing is I've spent the last 3 or 4 days watching libertarians across the internet say that they are, well, they're in favor of some common sense gun legislation. This, of course, in response to the fact that in 2016, the Libertarian Party's vice presidential candidate, who I warned was a gun grabber and a gun control advocate, well...
And an idiot.
That's correct. And a slime ball and, well, a snake in the grass and all of those other wonderful things. I warned about that, and for some reason, no one wanted to listen. Well, then Weld gave us this gem. Oh, what in the world?
The problem is if you attach a clip to it so it can fire.
Automatic assault rifle. Should those kinds of weapons be available to people?
You know, the 5-shot rifle, that's a standard military rifle. The problem is if you attach a clip to it so it can fire more shells, and if you remove the pin so that it becomes an automatic weapon, and those are independent criminal offenses, that's when they become essentially a weapon of mass destruction. The problem with handguns is...
So... yeah, there you go.
That was the Libertarian vice presidential candidate of 2016, by the way.
While he was the Libertarian vice presidential candidate in 2016. Yeah, that's...
And when he wasn't saying that, he was endorsing Hillary Clinton.
Or saying that we should randomly drone bomb Yemen. But that's not what's particularly disturbing today. What is particularly disturbing today is that while the debate over the left pushing for a ban on AR-15s and bump stocks and a bunch of other things, well, this is now being defended again.
You've heard, I have personally, with my own eyes, seen hosts, everybody here knows the Thursday night host, Heather. She's probably the most hated Free Talk Live host currently. I've seen her defend it. I've seen the Libertarian Party, Gary Johnson for New York chairman, defend it. I've seen a number of folks actually defend this position, that this is common sense on guns, and, well, the Libertarian Party would do good to fall in line with, well, the the public's view that guns are bad, okay? So, yeah, this is what the Libertarian Party is turning into. I have no idea where that came from.
Sounded like Skype, I think.
That's the old AOL Instant Messenger sound, I believe.
It is. I don't have anything on Skype, guys. I have no...
Didn't you used to have, like, your text message notifications set to the old AOL sound?
Not me. I don't have...
Somebody at LRN does, because this has happened before. But anyway, what purpose does it serve for the Libertarian Party to fall in line with the mainline views of the Republican and Democratic parties? What purpose? Especially
popularity. I'm serious. I'm serious.
They've got that on lockdown, though. I mean, the Democrats have a pretty good monopoly on the hardcore anti-gun position. The Republicans have a pretty good corner on the market of let's be reasonable. I mean, their president is pushing this stuff. We talked about that earlier this week. What would it benefit the Libertarian Party just to fall in line with the parties it's trying to compete against? It's like...
Well, see, then we could get someone elected, and they could get into the White House, and then, do non-libertarian things.
Well, no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. See, here's what we're...
Well, I mean, if we do that and pull the bait and switch and get an actual libertarian in there, then we all deserve to be shunned forever, because that's horrifically immoral and deceitful.
It's very Republican and Democrat as well to run on something because it's popular and then do something different while you're in office.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, it's the reason most of us are not a part of the two main parties anymore, that we have left and are either politically, what I would call politically asexual, and or have become libertarians, is because of the fact that over and over and over again, the two main parties have told us that they'll do one thing, and then they ended up doing literally the exact opposite. And then we find out later on down the road, their plan was to do the exact opposite all along. And that they had basically just, lied. So, I mean, this is something that we're used to. It's something that the American public know and expect. So I'm just wondering why. I don't even know why it's even news. I'm lost. I really am.
It's not a good direction for libertarians to go. At any rate, we need to be becoming less like the other two parties.
Okay, now
I mean, at the moment, Ron Paul is right. There's only one political party.
Here's the best part.
And it's the Libertarians, Republicans, and Democrats.
Here's the best part, okay? He said this, right? Weld says this. There wasn't a vote to censure Weld ever. I mean, this was like one of the smaller, less egregious. Like, he advocated the random drone bombing of foreign countries. It was just one thing after the other. And there was never a vote of the National Party to censure him or to criticize or chastise him for saying things that were literally in contention with the National Party. But if you do something like Arvin Vohra and you say something libertarian, good God, they will trip over themselves to be the first one to tell you were wrong and wag their finger.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Stouffer's, helping bring your family together with wholesome dinner options, even on the busiest of nights. Find dinner table ideas to bring your family together at letsfixdinner.com. To get kids involved in dinnertime conversation, ask specific questions, not broad ones. Instead of what happened today at school, try what was the best thing that happened today. The more specific you are, the more they'll have to say. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So we're broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, and it is it's the last hour of the show here, slowly starting to wind down, and we are in the midst of everybody's favorite part of the week, Libertarian Drama of the Week. And this week's, the rest of this week's Libertarian Drama, it has to do with, a video that was put out by Adam Kokesh on Tuesday, threatening legal action against the Libertarian Party of Arizona. Adam Kokesh and his followers were at the Libertarian Party of Arizona's state convention, and, according to him, there was some impropriety going on. Now, if there's anybody out there from the Arizona Libertarian Party that would like to weigh in, we'd love for you to give us a call at 603-283-6160. But we're going to play a little bit of this video here, and, of course, my finger's going to be on the dump button waiting for Adam to say something that I'm not allowed to put out on the air. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Awesome state convention. We had more people show up to a state convention than ever before in state party history. And we had, for the first time in state party history, in an off-cycle year, we had a competitive delegate selection process. We ended up with 26 people requesting 23 delegate slots. And as per the party rules, there were requirements that those people who are submitting their names as requesting to be delegates with the Libertarian Party of Arizona to the National Convention, submitted their names on a first-come, first-served basis, and that was going to be how they determined who got those slots, whoever was first in line, who met the requirements. And we have a very important agenda for the convention in 2018, and I kind of naively assumed that we were going to be able to just bring in people, lobby for what we want, and get a fair, straight up and down vote, but apparently that's not the case. Now, I wonder what it is that people are so threatened by, but I can kind of tell you. First of all, with our agenda, we want to make localization part of the platform. There's nothing more unlibertarian and anti-freedom you can say than, I want to be president of the United States. I want to be in charge of this giant violent monopoly. No, of course not. So we want to make part of the party platform specifically that we support the localization of government, that we want power pushed down to you and your communities rather than put into one centralized, one-size-fits-all solution. So that's the first one, to make that one sentence addition to the National Party platform, which is really good already. And then two, based on that, to put out a unity statement to the American public in not so many words saying, hey, we're not a debate club anymore. We're ready to be a political force. And if you want to see government moved in the direction of your freedom, in the direction of your community, doesn't matter if you're a liberal or conservative. Those are aesthetic preferences. We're concerned about the ethics. And obviously forcing people into a government system is unethical. If it's voluntary and by the consent of the governed, only then is it truly an ethical system of government. So we want to do a unity statement to bring people into the party, to make it more inclusive. And now who would be opposed to these things, right? Well, there's one other part of this. We want to introduce a blockchain-based voting system. And blockchain technology, that's right, the stuff that's behind cryptocurrency like Bitcoin is an amazing thing that is fundamentally changing the world already. But there's a way to implement this in a voting system with the National Party of the Libertarian Party where every single member can have a vote on a transparent system with full accountability through the blockchain. So we can have national referenda, not just have the Libertarian National Committee Board of Directors, have them be this, elite group that determines the direction of the party. And of course, yeah, we're getting some resistance to that. But one of the most obvious points of resistance is the...
So James, Crazy James, is calling on the Discord app over and over and over again. Are you guys interested in... Because you know that he just wants to call and cuss at me.
You want to create some drama?
Well, I mean, because...
Bring him on.
I'm busy with something then. If you guys want to have him on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not interested in...
Are you there, Tom? Because he's got some crap to say about me. I know that.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my thing. He just wants to get on the air to harass you. That's not interesting. That's just...
Well,
stupid.
I mean, I'm going to hit the button if you guys want me to. If you want me to hit the button, I'll do it. I'll bring him on and you guys can have at it. And
I'll let the three of you go at it until he drops the bomb and I end up having to dump him for foul language.
Well, we've got like 2 minutes before the next break, right?
All right. Well,
we can stand him for 2 minutes.
All right. Well, here you go. James, you're words. On the air.
Really?
Indeed.
Hey, Tom, you call yourself a Christian, really?
I am a Christian.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
really.
then why don't you do like the good Lord Jesus Christ commands you and love your neighbor?
I do love you,
we're
James.
having some packet loss.
I do love you. I also think you're, as Jesus said, part of a brood of vipers. Yeah, Arya doesn't have to love you.
I don't care if you love me or not. I have no animosity.
I think you care a lot whether Arya loves. Are you kidding me? I've seen some of the crap you were sending her. Don't get on here and pretend that you're buddy with Arya after all that harassment you've been doing all week. Man,
he's got really bad packet loss. Horrible connection. Hey,
Jesus, you wait a second. You believe? Excuse me.
James, James, you're gonna have to rejoin the call. Okay, James, you're gonna have to. James,
we're trying to let you talk. We're trying to help you here.
You're
James.
muted now, James, because what's happening is you've got a really bad connection, so no one can really hear anything that you're saying. It's breaking up really, really bad. So what I'm suggesting is that while we're on commercial break in about a minute, what you do, there you go. You make a new call. Exactly. Make a new call.
Good Lord.
Make a new call, and we will join that new call. And then while we're on break, we'll check connections with you. And while we're on break, we'll check the connection with this call and make sure that we do have a good connection this time. And then hopefully we will have a good connection. And then we'll be able to move forward. We've got James on. He wants to talk to Tom and Arya. We'll be right back here in just a moment. If you want to call, give us a ring at 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
A cool guy from middle school is still sporting his fat pair of Jinkos. A stunned St. Peter's Square crowd hears the Pope getting bitched out by God, and an 8th grader caked in makeup is probably really confident. This is The Onion Week in Review. This week, a Pew Research Center poll found that the vast majority of Americans would watch a television show called Love Trap, with most saying that regardless of the show's genre or quality, they would tune in weekly to see its stars stumble into romantic triangles, double-cross one another, and contend with whatever the titular love trap refers to. The survey confirmed that 62% of Americans would likely watch Love Trap to see a shrewd but cold-hearted Southern belle named Tammy. 23% of the nation hoped the show would be referred to as The Trap by its most loyal fans, and 15% of respondents said they simply needed something to watch. And in this week's science news, a biologist completes a 5-minute study of the pathetic organism in his mirror. In other news, a man confidently hits send on the worst job application a company has ever seen.
This is the Onion News Network.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, broadcasting live here on, well, from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It's another beautiful day here, winding down the last half hour of the show, and while we were in the midst of discussing the libertarian drama a la Kokesh this week, and hopefully we'll get lucky after we cover this. We're going to talk to James for a little while, but we're definitely going to get back to this Kokesh story. But hopefully we'll be able to get someone from the Arizona party and get the other side of the story, because I already hear that there is some contention as to whether or not things actually transpired in the way that Kokesh says that they did. So,
perish the thought.
Right. So, but before that, many of you have heard of James Whittekind. He was banned from Free Talk Live. He's the first and only person to have their AMP money returned and to be banned from the AMP Patreon LRN room on Facebook.
And the first person that I blocked on Discord.
And the first person to be banned from Call to Freedom. But for us, we've got two co-hosts who, every once in a while they kind of enjoy having a little spat with James. So when James started calling on the Discord, they said to let him right on in. It is libertarian drama time anyway, so why not have a little of our very own right here on the air? So we have with us James Whittekind. So James, Aria, Tom, you guys enjoy yourselves.
All right, hey, Will, James, you may think it's funny. You may think it's funny using my full name on the public airwaves, Will Phony Muslims for Liberty. You're going to regret it.
On our public
misfortune. When
you used it on our public Facebook page.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
James, your connection is crap again, unfortunately.
Really? Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I don't hear anything from him now.
Yeah, you were going along for a second there, and then it cut out.
Oh well. Have a good day. We'll try again on another day. Anyway, back to...
That's unfortunate.
I know, wasn't it? So, all right, well, back...
If I could finish what I was trying to say, he used his real name when he was posting on our public Facebook page for all the world to see, so that complaint does not make any sense. All right, so speaking of useless whiners, back to Adam Kokesh.
Yes, sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm reading more there's more libertarian drama going on around the libertarian drama, and somebody sent me a message with some of that libertarian drama. So like, they were like, I heard you want drama.
Dramaception.
For real, yo. It's like the drama fecta, the libertarian man, I'm telling you, drama coins are going to be worth
current chair Nick Sarwark. And actually at the Arizona State Convention, he is a resident of Arizona, and he's running in a nonpartisan race for mayor, which is really disappointing that, we've given him this title of national chair, and instead of using it to spread the message of the party, he's running in a nonpartisan race.
Just so everybody knows, they're doing repairs on his camper while he's shooting this video.
It's really sad that when we do well, we bring more people into the party. The corrupt existing party leadership is trying to shut them out. And in Arizona, they've disqualified a number of our delegates, and they're not even our delegates. I don't like these possessive terms. We don't own these people. These are just people who care about my message, who care about freedom, who want to come into the party and want to be active, and they are being shut out, and they're being shut out in secret. So we submitted our names at the state convention, and we have this on video, being the first ones there. We have the video of them saying what the criteria were. We have the video of the cards that had our names on them being turned in. And so now they're saying that, we're changing our procedure. We're not gonna even publish the list of the names of delegates, so we don't even know who's been qualified and who isn't. But I got an email. They had a hard time disqualifying me, because if they did, they knew there would be hell to pay. But there's going to be hell to pay anyway, because I care more about people who are, coming into this and new and are trying to support what we're doing than I do about myself even. So what they did was really shady. And I got an email saying, welcome, you're a delegate, congratulations. But we had a number of other party officers in Yavapai County, where I'm the chair, who didn't even get emails saying that they were welcome or that they were acknowledged as delegates, which is really just a sad and pathetic thing. But what's worse is it's actually illegal. Now, I guess you might say, well, who cares if it's illegal or not? But this is one place where, in Arizona, the way the delegate selection process works is determined by state laws that regulate how any party can be formed. Of course, this is one of the ways that the old parties try to keep third parties from being an effective challenge already. We're clearing those hurdles, and now we have to clear the hurdle that the corrupt party leadership is using through that authority to stand in the way.
Can you pause it for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so he seems to be upset that some of the board in his county party weren't delegates to the state convention or to the national convention. He's not been clear about which one he's referring to, but even little old Mississippi has 82 counties in it.
Well, no, they were at the state convention, and they were setting delegates.
Well, I'm saying one person per county is incredible. I mean, he's lucky that one person in his county is going.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, they can't have, 3 delegates per county. It's too much. I mean, especially to a national convention. That would be, each state has between 50 and 150 counties in it.
All right. Now, we do have someone who is the state chair of the New Hampshire Libertarian Party and a former presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party sitting in the studio with us right now, Mr. Darrell W. Perry, who can weigh in on this as well.
Yes. New Hampshire only has 10 counties, and there's no requirement that, at least one of our delegates come from each county. In fact, we only have, I forget if it's 10 or 11 delegates. There are other states where they have, more counties than they have delegates. So the whole thing of, one delegate per county, whatever. But I saw something.
Well, that's not what I was trying to say. I mean, he was complaining that the people in his county didn't get enough delegate spots after complaining that, it was actually competitive.
Right.
I'm like, well, what did you expect, man? Everyone can't go.
I saw a post from Mike Shipley where somebody had asked, hey, is anybody out in Arizona? Tell me a little bit about what's going on here. And Mike says, quote, just so everyone knows, some of the people who submitted their names did not meet the criteria set by the body of delegates. They had to either be registered libertarians in Arizona or be a member of the National Party. If a name was crossed out, it's because the submitted name did not meet one of the two criteria. So those are the criteria. Be registered to vote as a libertarian in Arizona or be a member of the National Party. You can't do one of those two things. You can't be a delegate from Arizona.
So what it
Why do you
like,
hate freedom of association?
Right. Well, what it seemed like to me was that he was complaining that there were 23 delegate seats. There were 26 people up for delegates, and the 3 people who were rejected were his 3 people.
Oh, hold on. So there was a vote on who's going to be a delegate. And some of the people that he wanted to get elected did not get elected?
All of the people that were supposed to be like his folks. And then he's like, well, I don't like using those possessive terms. But, the delegates that were friends of his or from his county
right. So,
were the ones who were
not the question
chosen.
Here, the question is...
So he's complaining about connections that kept his people out while he's trying to use his connections to get his people in?
I don't know. That's why it's libertarian drama.
Was this an actual thing to where the delegates at the state convention voted on this?
I believe it was. I mean, I'm not really sure. We'll find out.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless free market non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Hey guys, Mark Claire here, lionsofliberty.com, where we strive to advance the ideas of liberty daily. We bring you the Morning Roar. That's right, every Monday to Friday we'll have a brand new edition of the Morning Roar, where we provide a roundup of some news stories that you may not find in the mainstream media or even in your typical social media newsfeed. We find stories that relate to the ideas of liberty and provide you with our liberty perspective on them. Every Monday, we have our longest-running feature, Mondays with Murray, named after the great libertarian Murray Rothbard, where we'll examine an article or an excerpt from his works and help convey his view, along with our little spin as well. We wrap it all up every Friday with Felony Friday, where our own John Odermatt goes out and takes a look at some sort of felony. There's felonies committed every day, you know, whether it's a felony committed by the police, a politician, or even an average citizen. You can find all of this and so much more over at lionsofliberty.com. Advancing the ideas of liberty daily.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
All right. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And are you new to crypto? Well, I've got something to tell you all about right now. It is a savings accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com. It's called Helium. The way that it works is they've designed a bot that it watches the values between regular fiats and cryptos, and then it moves your money when the time is just right. Helium lets your money move you. You just fill your account using your bank card or your own crypto wallet, and, well, you just set it and forget it. Everything else is completely automatic. So go on over to helium.com. That's helium with an e.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF to get your great deal for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, we've been listening to what's going on here in Arizona. There are threats, it looks like, from the Adam Kokesh campaign against the Libertarian Party of Arizona. Now, we haven't even gotten to my personal favorite portion of this video.
Can you skip to it?
I think so.
Because it's like a 25-minute video.
I know. Or it's within the first, because I could only listen to like the first 10 minutes of it, you know. Anytime there, it's to say, it's not anything against Adam. It's all these like one-man podcast kind of things are like a half an hour. I mean, I got like, you got me for 15 minutes, man. Tell me what you want to tell me in 15, because I'm moving on to something else. I just, like Tom said, I have ADHD. I just don't have the...
I can listen to podcasts while I'm doing other stuff, but this is not a podcast. This is watch a video.
Yeah, it's a rant. And rants are meant to be like...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And he was actually laughed down. So what does he do instead?
Nope, that's not the spot either.
That right there is what I wanted to mention. Where, again, somebody in the Libertarian Party Audacious Caucus is asking Mike Shipley, hey, did this go how it is alleged? And he says, Kokesh said that Nick stood up and asked something about Kokesh's delegates being out of order, and he spins it as Nick trying to undermine the delegates, and Nick was supposedly laughed down because he was just desperate or some nonsense. Mike Shipley responds, OMG, that totally did not happen at all. People turned their names in on a piece of paper to the chair. There was no list. He also says, essentially, they bum rushed the chair with a stack of names, presumably either planning to catch up with membership or registration later, or just hoping that nobody would check to see if they were actually eligible to be delegates.
Okay. So
that's one way to go
about
it.
Nothing.
So you've got one person saying, It happened this totally other way.
What are you eating?
Jerky. And then somebody else says, yeah, it didn't even happen
Good
at all.
radio food.
Job going into 2019, and that they no longer have positions of leadership or any authority within
Oh,
the Libertarian
no.
Party.
Whatever.
Brandon Slip.
Here we go.
He's 9 years old, and what they're saying is, we only like.
Oh, here we go. This is it.
And, we haven't really gotten any kind of adequate response from him on clearing this up, on making it an honest process. So it's really sad. But yeah, these are people doing evil in the open. And one of our delegates there who is absolutely qualified is Liam Fisher. He's 9 years old. And what they're saying is, we only like children when we can diddle them in the corner. But when they want to actually stand up and have a voice in politics, we're going to work to keep them out.
Okay.
What part of the have to be eligible to vote is he not getting?
Like you have to be registered to vote.
That's not it. You either have to be registered to vote as a libertarian or a member of LP National. LP National does not have an age limit on how old you can be.
So
there
they
have
could
been
have qualified the
teenagers.
9-year-old.
There have been teenagers that have been members of LP National. At one time, I think there was a 16-year-old that ran for National Party chair.
Huh.
Well,
So if this 9-year-old would have just
a 9-year-old as a delegate.
Yeah.
If this 9-year-old would have just signed an LP National membership form, that 9-year-old would have been qualified.
No. I don't think legally a 9-year-old can sign that form because it would be considered a contract.
Yeah, that's actually true. 9-year-olds can't generally
can't sign.
Okay, which means that a 16-year-old that ran for National Party chair could not have done so because they couldn't have signed a membership form because you can't sign a contract until you're 18.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that. Usually, you as an adult cannot hold someone under 18 to a contract, but someone under 18 can enforce a contract against you. That's the typical rule, and then there's little wrinkles in there, but nonetheless,
I
you're not talking about anything.
Can't really sign contracts under 18 and them still be valid, is what I'd always heard.
But I don't think a membership form is a contract. It is saying, I wish to join this organization. That is not a contract.
I think more to the point, I don't think that if the 9-year-old was a member of the National Party, that the National Party would necessarily have contested the 9-year-old's membership. I mean, we let Bill Weld in. Why not a 9-year-old?
I don't think they would have checked the person's age.
If it was a 9-year-old...
I mean, I have the Mississippi LP database of members, and it doesn't list their age anywhere on it.
But let's not bury the lead. Adam Kokesh is, of course, accusing the entire Libertarian leadership of being kitty diddlers.
While trying to bring a 9-year-old to them.
While trying to bring that... Oof, that phrasing. Wow.
I bring you a 9-year-old.
Well, he is.
Now it sounds like you're sacrificing the 9-year-old, Daryl.
I'm doing no such thing.
To the deities of, I don't know, the ancient Aztec culture, as opposed to asking for the 9-year-old to be seated as a delegate.
Right.
Oh, look. James has now figured out that he can message me on Discord. This is fun.
Oh, have fun with that, Tom.
I don't understand why he never messages. I guess because he knows I don't really care. Like, if he messages me, I'll literally just completely ignore it. I'm thinking that's what it is.
Okay,
well,
so anyway.
I enjoyed it until he went, full retard.
Why is there something going ding-ding?
It's on Ian's computer. I don't know what it is. It's not. I have no messenger apps of any kind open on Ian's computer. It just sometimes.
Okay, that just means you've got things unmuted that probably shouldn't be unmuted.
Again, I don't know what they are because I sat it just happened in the middle of the last hour, and it's been happening since then. It was silence until then. So we don't know. And it happens once every few weeks. All of a sudden, this ding will be there, and none of us knows why or where it comes from. And then Ian's like, "Oh, it's this," and fixes it for us. But he's in bed right now. So.
No, he's not. He just took the dog out.
Oh well. I don't. When he comes back inside, I'll be like, "So this thing was going off the whole show."
Yep.
So no,
that's not him.
That's Chris
but I
Way
did see him
Think Penguin.
just walk outside.
So yeah, we just had Think Penguin's Chris Wade wander into the studio over here. We've been talking about the libertarian drama of this week.
You just need to call it Dramatarian Drama of the Drama.
Right. So how
Well,
much
I have
do you
a feeling this will go on into Monday and Tuesday.
Well,
like
you
the
know,
last
we got
one
to
did.
call Kokesh, and I'm guessing Shipley will have to be the representative for the Arizona party and send them both a handful of drama coins, a little bit of wah for both of them.
Definitely. How much do we award Adam for this?
I don't know, man. Adam's probably going to be getting a lot of coins over the course of the next 12 months. So
We have an infinite supply, or near infinite.
Hold on. So how are drama coins created? Is it every time
They are
there's
ERC
drama?
tokens.
They're Aria, what now?
No, go ahead, Daryl. I didn't know you were going with a joke for that.
I said, is it one of those things of every time drama happens, there are more coins that get created, or?
Yeah, they're mined using your DPU, your drama processing unit.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I'm going to say,
Otherwise known as your butt hurt.
for this, let's see.
More fiber.
9-year-old, we're going to go 1,000 for the 9-year-old delegate. Another 1,000 for threatening to sue a state party. And
That's
then
a college fund for that delegate.
And then 500 for putting a 24-minute video to cry about absolutely nothing. So 2,500. There we go. 2,500 drama coins. They'll be worth $1 million by the end of the day for Adam Kokesh. All right. So we'll be back next week. We'll have more libertarian drama, more of the
bail
best
money.
in the crypto industry. Stick around. Free Talk Live is coming up next.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com. I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by Freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,317 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $41, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,076. Antiwar.com reports the Iraqi parliament has passed a resolution this week thanking the U.S. and other friendly nations for their support in defeating the Islamic State, and also demanding that the Abadi government set a strict timeline for the withdrawal of all foreign troops from the country. One member of the ruling coalition insisted that parliament wasn't trying to force any specific timeline on the deal, but wanted the government to make it clear, having declared victory, when the foreign troops would be gone. That's potentially going to be a problem, though, because while other nations are all making clear their presence is very temporary, the U.S. has been very public from the start that this is a permanent deployment and they don't plan to ever leave. That potentially brings another showdown between U.S. leadership and the Iraqi government, as with the one after the previous U.S. occupation.